This is the T.I. hip-hop fans and your kids know. This is the T.I. you see on the news.
Hit me.
And this is the T.I., or Clifford Harris, that you don't know, with his son at his Atlanta home. These are the moments T.I. missed while he was in prison for 7 months, serving out a felony weapons charge.
Good to see you again.
I appreciate it.
Much different circumstances this time. Last time I was sitting down with you, there was a moment during that interview where an ankle monitor went off.
Yeah.
That's you?
Yeah. I'm actually doing an interview with CNN. As soon as I'm finished, I'll change the battery.
Do you remember that moment?
Yeah, absolutely. I remember a lot of those moments, but I remember definitely. I remember the one specifically you talking about with you.
They saw you in a different light, a lot of people did, because they found that to be an awfully humbling moment for a very confident and successful guy.
Yeah, you're right, But I think to humble yourself is to strengthen yourself. So, I think I survived it, and I've been able to use it to my advantage to make myself a better person.
Do you think your image is in need of any type of rehabilitation?
I'm more concerned with my life than I am my image. My image will be a reflection of my life and how I'm living. I feel like if I make the necessary adjustments in my life, then my image will change with it.
T.I. is staying busy with his music career, which seems to be untarnished by his prison sentence. He's already put out several singles since his release from prison and is getting set to release his next album this summer.
At least 2 of these 3 verses, I believe, I wrote down while I was in the joint. So, I was kind of frustrated.
Yeah, you're having a rough day, weren't you, bro?
Well, man, I was in prison, man.
Yeah.
I was
That's
just
a little more aggressive. I like that, though.
I was just speaking about my environment.
Yeah.
T.I.'s environment these days, a lot different than the one he came up in. He lived in a rough neighborhood of Atlanta and lived a rough lifestyle, which he portrayed in the 2006 film ATL. As part of his sentence, T.I. was ordered to serve 1,500 hours of community service, and one of the ways he does that is speaking to school kids about the mistakes he made and the dangers of guns, drugs, and gangs. But he's not always welcomed.
I think it was Woodland Middle School here where a parent was upset after the fact. They didn't know that T.I. was going to be speaking to their child. They said they would have pulled their child out of the school for the day had they known it. How does that make you feel to hear that some people don't want you around their children to hear that message or your message?
As far as them wanting to pull their children out because of me, if you don't want them to hear it from me, as long as you got them hearing it from somewhere, who else you going to have come speak to them, who they going to listen to, and who they going to actually take their words for face value more than me. And does it matter who's giving them the message, or does it matter that they're getting the message?
How big of a mistake do you think oftentimes we make as parents, as a society, when we don't want to hear oftentimes from people that have gone through things?
I think it's the children that's really getting the short end of the stick. I think the children are really ones who are they are not benefiting from the possible outcome that it could bring. I know I go to speak to youth detention centers where kids, caught cases and they in jail and going through the judicial system, and their parents can't pull them out, so they got to hear it. If you want your kid to hear it in there, then fine, you know what I'm saying? If that's where you want them to hear that, I wait till they get in there and I go speak to them, and you can't pull them out. It's your choice.
Are you going to get to a point where the first question I might sit down and ask you one day, are you still a rapper? Because you got so many other things and so many other interests that, we kind of forget. Oh, yeah, he puts out an album every now and again.
Yeah, I probably will. Yeah. I probably will at some point. I will still definitely have my hands in music. I still will, because I have a passion for music. So I still will produce music. I still will write music. I still will executive produce music. I still will put artists out. through my label and create opportunities and cultivate careers. But I'm not going to be the 40-year-old rapper.
Jay-Z's pulling it off just
I
fine.
would not. See, I know, but that's Jay. You know what I'm saying? Jay, that's Jay, and he, like you say, he's doing it very well.
Man.
Hats off. But I don't see me doing that. I just don't see that for me.
Yeah, everybody just retires and then they come back anyway.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, but you know what I'm saying? To be perfectly honest with you, man, if I had the option to Jay-Z, Will Smith, I think I'd go with Will.
Yeah.
I'm a Jay-Z fan. I have a lot of admiration and respect for Jay and his legacy. But I feel like Will, man, he get to spend more time with his family.
Yeah.
You know, he get to be home more, you know, and actually raise his kids. And, you know what I'm saying? I feel like he has more of a home life, you know. So for that reason. And the money don't hurt. You know, $20 million a flick ain't bad. As an actor, I know that it takes time, it takes attention, but it's stable. You know, you're on set 12 hours, you go home. You know, you're on set 12 hours, you go home. I mean, and music, it ain't got no hours. You know, you're at the studio all times of the morning. Okay, well, now you got to wake up early in the morning, catch a flight, travel here, go to the radio station, do a show, go back to the studio, morning, plane, bus, train, car, hotel. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot more rigorous.
That rigor is playing itself out right now. Tip is getting set to release his 7th album, King Uncaged, in August.
What is your expectation this time? What do you feel like you need to live up to this time around?
I got to make it better than the last time.
How good was the last one?
It's pretty good, some people might say.
Am I hearing that right, that every album you've had outsold the previous one?
Yeah.
So how many did the last one sell?
2 million.
2 million.
2.3.
So you got to get at least 2.5 out of success on this album.
Actually, 2.3 and a half, but yeah.